Here's 7 of the most viral animal moments finally explained. Well, if you're the type of person that enjoys the beach, I'm gonna ruin that for you. That is a parrotfish. It's basically an armored fish that could get up to 100 pounds, and they're only found in tropical waters. I'm jealous. Now, the first thing you'll notice about them is they have a literal beak, like a bird, hence the name parrotfish. And they use that beak to eat rocks and coral reef. And this is where things get weird. You see, when they eat the coral reef, it can't all be digested. So the rest just gets pooped out as sand. The parrotfish poops sand. A lot of sand too. Like, a lot. One single parrotfish can expel 1,000 pounds of sand a year. In fact, according to researchers, 70% of all the sand on the white sand beaches in the Caribbean were pooped out by a parrotfish. Keep that in your mind the next time you say you want the sand between your toes.
There is a dog in the cheetah cage.
That's crazy. They're feeding the cheetahs dogs now? I am just kidding. This is actually becoming a really popular thing for zoos to do, to put dogs in the cheetah cage. And the reason is kind of unfortunate. You see, cheetahs are not as dominant as you thought they were. You gotta remember, it's a small solo hunter from Africa, which is the hardest turf on the planet. In the wild, it's difficult for them to find food. It's difficult for them to protect their family. And because of that, scientists say as a whole collective species, cheetahs are starting to develop severe anxiety and depression in the wild. It's gotten so bad that oftentimes they don't even try to mate anymore, and experts fear they could go extinct. Which brings me to the dog. The thought process is maybe with a friend or a companion, the cheetah won't be so tense. The goal is to help it become more social and bubbly so it breaks out of its shell, starts mating again. In other words, dogs aren't just a man's best friend. Dogs are everyone's best friend. Most of the comments are talking about how that bird is about to meet God, and as crazy as this sounds, you'd be wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. Crocodiles are the bite force king of the earth, and they really like to bite. Like, it's literally their favorite thing to do. In other words, getting anywhere near that mouth is a really fast way to find out what the pearly gates look like. Except for one creature that has an exception, and that is the plover. And by exception, I mean they're allowed to straight up chill in the crocodile's mouth without their existence ending. And that's because they offer something. Dental hygiene. Just like any animal, the plover's gotta eat, and they'll eat the food scraps in between the crocodile's teeth. That could be flesh from a previous kill or bones stuck in between their teeth. The plover will get it. In turn, with some good dental hygiene, the crocodile's teeth will actually last longer. I just want to know how the bird figured that out. Did it just crawl inside a crocodile's mouth one day? Birds are dumb. To get to the other side. Okay. Let me explain. Those guys are climbing perch. It's a small little fish that's found in parts of Asia. Another name for them is the walking fish, and I'm sure you could see why. Basically, inside their head, they have an organ called a labyrinth organ. And this organ extracts oxygen out of the air and inserts it into their blood. In other words, they can breathe. Like us. They could survive outside the water for an entire week. That's a whole land vacation. Not to mention, they have these really hard, spiky fins that act like good feet. So the fish are able to just walk. But not only that, they can also climb trees. They're spotted in trees a lot, actually. What? If you judge this fish by its ability to climb a tree, it still wins. They're evolving. We're going to be living with fish soon. Yeah, you're never gonna see that drone again, my friend. You chose the wrong bird to mess with. That was a wedge-tailed eagle. It's the largest bird of prey in Australia, standing 3.5 feet tall with a wingspan that could get over 9 feet. Australia's a different place, man. Not to mention, they have the most diabolical set of talons I've ever seen in my life. Oh yeah, they also have the power of friendship. It's one of the only eagles in the world known to hunt in packs. Big packs, too. In fact, there was one documented case of 15 of these eagles taking down a full-size kangaroo. Just in case you forgot, that's what a kangaroo looks like. They're like 200 pounds with 0% body fat. But what really separates these eagles from the rest is the fact that they're territorial over the whole sky. I am not even joking. They don't tolerate anything flying in their airspace. They'll attack other birds, including other eagles. They'll attack drones, obviously. They'll even attack paragliders or skydivers. But to take it to a whole new level, in 2022, a wedge-tailed eagle took down a helicopter for flying over its nest. You can't make this stuff up. It was all over the news. An eagle took down a helicopter. You wouldn't catch me dead in Australia. Nope, you're not crazy. That's a bird. It's basically the Michael Phelps of birds. I'd like you to meet the puffin. Now don't get me wrong, they are birds and they are very skilled flyers, being able to fly over 55 miles an hour. However, unlike most birds, they spend most of their time in water because they're literally built for it. First off, they could dive 300 feet underwater. I shouldn't be seeing wings 300 feet underwater. They're also excellent at holding their breath, and they could swim 15 feet per second. Sounds like a fish to me. But that's not even the crazy part. Since they spend all their time in water, their entire diet is fish. And they come stock with these special serrated beaks that lock fish in place. That way, they could grab multiple fish in one trip without losing any. In fact, puffins have been spotted leaving the water with over 60 fish in their mouth at once. 60! How? That's serial hunting. I'm gonna be honest, if I could do that, I wouldn't leave the water either. I'm telling you, I'm convinced that the mimic octopus does not come from Earth. Now, a lot of animals can camouflage, but none of them quite like this guy. They're considered to have the best camouflage abilities on planet Earth. First off, not only can they change their color, but they can also change their texture and their shape. And because of that, they can actually take the form of completely new creatures that they've seen in the ocean. It's their ultimate defense mechanism when a predator shows up. They'll just take the form of something like a lionfish or a sea snake, which are both highly venomous creatures. And they learn how to move like these creatures as well, so it's really convincing. And the predator don't want that smoke, so they leave. But what's crazy is the octopus will also use this for offense. Sometimes they'll take the shape of something like a crab and then pretend to go be buddies with another crab, and then eat it. Not to mention, they could change shape to shape faster than we could blink. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a superpower. And just like that, you now understand the backstory of 7 of the most viral animal moments caught on camera. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a thumbs up and subscribe. Just don't leave me hanging. I love you guys. As always, stay odd. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye!